And I'll tell you, I still have never mastered my email. It's still a hot mess. Like, I don't care how many hours I spend on it. I always feel behind. But we all have that thing, right, that we're working on. So
Yeah, absolutely. Those are our growth gaps. And we've just got to be intentional and consistent in developing new habits every day to overcome those obstacles. But and I think this is what makes social workers good administrators, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. And that is the fact that we can look at those kinds of things and we can take a step back and reframe the obstacles into opportunities. We can look at the big picture. We can look at the systems. And we know that at the core, it's those simple things. It's the relationships. It's the daily practices. It's the, having gratitude for every moment. We know that what we focus on grows. And so we have to focus on the important things. We have to bring positivity. And it's not to say we don't have bad days, but even in the face of a bad day, we've got to bring our best self because our jobs are a privilege, but also a heavy responsibility.
it truly is. And Brittany, I'm glad you brought that up too. I think because of our background, like I'm thankful that I'm just automatically an optimistic person. Like, it is super easy for me to find the positive in every moment and every person that I encounter. And I know not everyone shares that. Um, but I think that's contagious. And I think the more you share that for your staff, the more they begin to look for that positivity. I will tell you, as a school social worker, I was scared to step into leadership because I was afraid the teachers would not take me seriously. And especially when it came to evaluation, I thought, I've never taught a day in my life. But what I realized quickly, and what every educator knows, and this job truly is all about relationships and building relationships. And I will say every day that I use all of those things I learned in being a good school social worker. I use those skills each and every day. And I think they're valuable for leadership because you can learn how to write a good lesson plan. You can learn great instructional practices. And I honestly went back to school to get my doctorate because I did feel deficient in those areas. But what I quickly learned is we all just spending time in classrooms, just learning from the very best teachers, having that willingness to just listen to others, to hear their concerns, and then just validate that and not try to be something you're not, or not try to be an expert in a field you're not, but also sitting right next to your staff, working hard alongside them to grow and learn. So as they would learn about new instructional practices, I was sitting there learning with them. And I think that is what begins to build that trust and respect. And then they do see that you've been right there in the trenches with them and you've been learning, and they know, like, this is what we're trying with kids. This is our new initiative. And she does understand and knows that and what it should look like. And so I just don't, if there's any other counselors, social workers out there that are thinking about jumping into school leadership, I certainly hope that they will, because it really, I was putting more barriers on myself than other people were. Other people were very open once they saw that I was going to listen and learn from them and jump in and support them, because at the end of the day, leadership can't be, I gotcha, or I'm going to put all these practices and policies in place. I mean, it's about building relationships, bringing out the best in people, and just, we all have something to learn from one another. So I'm glad that you brought that up, because yes, those social work skills definitely are used every day with students and families and your own staff. And I'm just very thankful that I've had the background I have.